So this time, let's look at how to put in a book that might not be as easy, and that might not find it in Alliance Plus, might not find it in the district. So again, we're going to look at James Monroe Middle School. Remember, the first thing I said, always check and make sure that you don't already have a copy of a book, or that your author is not prolific and doesn't have other books that's been written. Or another reason to do a library search first is to make sure the book, is not a part of a series. Because it's a part of a series, that can change how we do our cutter number as well. Because I always like to put the series of books on the shelf in order, so that it's much easier for people to know which one to check out first, second, third, all that. So this book is none of those, okay, which we're going to see. So first, let's look at. I always like to look up by author. So John G. This is called The Other Side of Town. Let me see. We don't have any of his books. All right. So we're just going to go straight then down to add title. And we are going to put in the ISBN, if we can find it. Okay. This book is really weird because this is the back of the book. This is the front of the book. There is no markings on either side. There's no barcode. There's no anything on it. Okay? So what we have to do is we have to go inside the back. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not. Right down here. Okay? Again, here's the ISBN. Here's the ISBN. Same thing here, both places. And then look, right there's the price, $17.95. Okay? Ignore the first one, so it's $17.95. So let's see what happens if we put this ISBN in. 9780545, and this is one I looked up already. Okay. And no matches so far, so it's still looking, and it's thinking. That moment. And I guess I lied, because now if we look here and we double check against 2043, right here is these are all from this book. So we can choose one of these, and these are the Z sources, and it goes out and looks at different sources to find potential matching records. Alright? Which is what I was going to have us do with this one. Because the first time I looked it up, it did not use the Z sources. Alright? So if we go back here, where it says, oh, where'd it go? Well, fooey-doo. If we go back. Yes. Okay. So we get these records, right? And then we can choose the one we want. I favor LOC because it's Library of Congress. Gotta trust their cataloging. All right. We look, we double check, and we'll notice that in this book, and what makes this book a little more difficult is the fact that here's the title page. There is information down here on the title page, but there's no verso. The verse of the story just starts. Okay. Sometimes you'll find that in picture books, which is really annoying. And again, this is a Scholastic imprint, so Scholastic, I mean, we love them because they make books available easily for all our kids. But I mean, they make cataloging a little difficult. All right. So we look down here, and here's all of our information that we can double check against our record over here. All right. So it all looks good. We make sure that the summary kind of goes with, what's that over here? It's much more brief. If you want to add a little more, you can. That's up to you. So then we'll do the same thing. We're going to save the title. Oops, I already did that. We are going to add a copy after we've saved the title. Why did it not do that? Did I hit the wrong one again? Bad copies. Okay, well that's fine. We'll just do it. Okay, and then it asks us the same thing. Again, so we can add the barcode. We can put in the call number, and this time it didn't come in. In the IRC, this is where we'd be a little different. We would give this an E for Easy Books. And I know a lot of your elementary libraries do that as well. E for Easy Books. And then we would add the cutter number again, which in this case would be, we'll just change this, AGEE, John. Okay, we'll copy that cutter. We make sure this is the right table. Copy cutter. We'll go here, paste that. In this case, with the other side of 10, we're going to use O for other. We're skipping the. Okay, and we're going to do James Monroe Middle School. Alright, and that's it. And then we'll add, it was $17.95, so we'll add $18. Okay. Regular circulation, because it's a normal book that can be checked out like regular, like we assigned. And then if we want to add any other information, we can, and we save a copy. And it says it's ready to go. Alright. Very good. So, that's not hard. I mean, it was hard, but it wasn't hard. Because when we originally did the add title, it didn't find it. And it was thinking. Okay? So, let's try this one. Okay? It's called Up and Over. And it looks like a textbook. Okay? So let's see if it finds it at all. I bet it doesn't. Because there is no see, I'm looking at it now. Focus, reading success. Here is the inside of the title page here. Oh, it's 1985 book. Why are we trying to put this in the IRC? I don't know why this is in here. We'll see what happens. 0673 210 03. Okay. It's not finding it. Notice it's still looking. So what I'm doing, you let it search for a little bit, and then I'm going here, get the results. Okay. So let's see if this is the same thing. Okay. Looks like it is. It's a reader. It's an elementary reader. Okay. So it found it in its Z. Excellent. That's great. I think maybe I need this in my IRC. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay. Now, let's hope this one's a hard one. I hope you can see this. I don't even know how well I'm doing focusing on that. So if it's not great, I apologize. Alright. Because I can't see what you see on that camera. Alright, so I'm going to look for this is a video this time. And it's just got a title. Specific treatments for specific populations. And it's not going to be in here because it's not for schools. So it's looking over here in the Z sources. Behavior therapy for obsessive compulsive behavior. Let's see. No, this is not video series 2. What? This is Samuel Turner, though. Online here, Samuel Turner. It looks like the right one, but I don't believe it is. Samuel Turner, and this is Dr. Anthony. So, no, this is not the right one. I think rats. Okay. So what I'm going to do, since it's not here, it's not correct, we're going to go back, and I'm going to, it's called WorldCat, worldcat.org, and we're going to type in the name of this, Series 2 Specific Treatments for Specific Populations. And we're going to search. And so we got to refine it. Okay, so we're going to go back over here and we're going to go to DVD. And we're going to look here. See if we find it. I'm going by the cover of the video. Where's he at? Oh, I want obsessive compulsive disorder. Behavior therapy, right here. Doesn't have the picture. It's Samuel Turner, behavior therapy for obsessive compulsive disorder. This is the one I want. Okay. So now, we're going to go down and we'll find the one that most closely matches where we're at. Right here, Oklahoma State has the DVD. And then we find all its information. Now we can copy. Okay, so we're going back to Destiny. We're going to add this title. Now, this is the more difficult way to do this, because if we had a subscription to WorldCat, or if we had a subscription like to the Kansas Library, which a lot of the school libraries do, we can dump records into a file, and then we could go into here and import those titles. We would have that record and we could pull them all in a batch. Fortunately, I don't have that capability, and you're not going to have that capability with what we're doing here. Okay. So we're going to add the title manually. Okay, so we're going to go to add the title. However, the nice thing is we can copy and paste from this into this. Okay? So I can take this right here. Here's the title. And I can copy it. And I can paste it. I can go here in the author. I can just grab this. I can copy it. And I can paste it. I can go through. Okay, here's the series, here's the publisher, publication date, all of this. Here's the subjects. If we go down here, we get what the material type is, the document type, all its different numbers. Here's the physical description. Like this right here would go here, the extent. Then I would put the details here in the other details. I won't worry about the size. We'll go back to here, series notes. I usually skip this. A lot of times I'll add, like professional, if this is professional. These don't matter for what we're doing, but then the notes, this is where I put right here the summary. We're going to copy that. We'll go down here to notes, and we're going to make this a summary note. And we're going to update that. So then we go to subjects, and we can add each subject. If there's an online resource, we can add a URL. If we need to add anything else from here, we can. Oh, this is new. We got RDA typed over here. So this is a, where's it at? It's not a movie, it's a two-dimensional moving image, which would be a video. Okay. It's a video. It is on a, wow, and tells you how to do it. See, I've never done the RDA. This is, what would it be under? On a computer disk. Does this have a video disk? A video disk. Okay. So we got that. And then we can say subtitle. And we can make sure we got the punctuation all right. And this gives us just a brief information about the work. Okay. You know, there's obviously things that we could have added. We don't have a lot of the publication information, and that in here, we you know, here it is, what kind of list it's on, and then we go and we can add the copies now. Okay. So if we add a copy of this, we're going to use the barcode. For our call number for this, we use Psy for Psych. Okay. Then what I do for the cutter number, okay, is I find the author that was up here. So we're going to use Turner Samuel. We're going to copy that, and we're going to put it in here. And this is, again, we're going to use the first letter of the title. So B, Behavior Therapy. Purchase price. It is crazy expensive. For this one, it's going to be a professional circulation. This would be one that I would put a note on. I would put a note on this one, and if we go here, we would add note. Will be checked out mainly for use in Dr. Bachner's courses. And I'm going to display that. Something in that nature. So this means that whenever it gets checked out, that's going to show up. And so they can ask a student. On this, a sublocation, here's what I've added. And like video cabinet. And so now this video is actually in the video cabinet. If you had a back room, or you had say a reserve section that's like just for faculty or whatever, that could be in there too. So you could say where it would be. Right? And then we can save that copy. And so now we have a copy ready to go for this video in our library. Now, you notice I didn't put in a very thorough record. That's just because I was just showing you the basics. So when you start putting in information for your record for your difficult copy, you can add all the other information you need to. Now, don't stress if you don't know what goes specifically in what section. Okay, wing it. Play it by ear. Read what's on the WorldCat and see how that compares to the record when you're putting it in the title, okay? Or when you look at the mark and how you're adding it. So you can look and, you know, what do I need to add, what things need to be in here that aren't so far. Okay? Alright, so that is cataloging a difficult book. You know, sometimes it doesn't work great, and you've got to go out and find it someplace else, and then you can either copy and paste, or you can save this record and, you know, dump it into a file, and then do a batch upload of all your books. A lot of times when you buy a lot of books from a vendor, from a book jobber. They will send you a file that has all of the records, for the books that you've ordered, and you can go in and you'll do the import titles. So that's part of what I want you to do too, as you're going through this process of practicing cataloging. If you get to a point and you're like, okay, so that's how we're doing it here, but how does that happen in our library? That's where you need to go ask your librarian. And there are a few questions at the end of your assignment for this module that I have you go in and ask your librarian. So you can ask those questions as well. It's always good to know how other people do things. Because maybe how I do things is not the way your librarian would do it. And it doesn't have to be the way you will do it when you become a librarian. However, you need to understand how this process is done at all sorts of different places, and then make the decision on how you will approach a problem or a certain work or a group of works that makes cataloging or adding books to your database so you can get them ready for individuals to check out easier and intuitive, and a way for your patrons to locate information easily in your library.